Good morning, students. Here we start with the gross anatomy lecture of the pancreas. So in the gross anatomy lecture of the pancreas definition, as I had discussed with you in the gross anatomy lecture of the spleen, whenever we are going to write down short note, either short note or long note on any of the organ, we have to follow certain points. So we start always with definition. Pancreas, it is a very soft lobulated gland which consists of exocrine as well as endocrine portion. So it consists of exocrine as well as endocrine portion. It is a very soft lobulated gland consisting of exocrine and endocrine glands. Similarly, this pancreas will be located, now its situation as well as location, located within epigastrium and left hypochondriac region. So it will be located in the epigastrium as well as left hypochondriac region. Many times the location of the pancreas or spleen are asked in MCQs or 1 mark question answer. That is why this point is very important. So it is exactly located within the epigastrium region and left hypochondriac region of the abdominal portion, abdominal cavity. These are the quadrants which we had learned. Then we come across to the size. This size is very important as we had observed in case of spleen. Similarly, in the pancreas here, the size will be, sometimes it is asked in even 1 mark question answer, the length of the pancreas. The length of the pancreas will be around 12 to 15 centimeters is the length of the pancreas, 12 to 15 centimeter. Breadth of the pancreas will be 3 to 4 centimeter. So the breadth of the pancreas will be around 3 to 4 centimeters. This size is very important. These are the measurements of the pancreas. And now we come across to its relation with stomach, which is very important. The entire pancreas will be present behind the stomach. So it will be one of the contents of stomach bed, structures forming the stomach bed. But it is separated from the stomach by cavity of lesser sac. That means the pancreas is located in posterior abdominal wall behind the stomach and separated from the stomach by cavity of lesser sac. Therefore, henceforth, it is separated by the cavity of lesser sac and situated behind the stomach. That means between the stomach and pancreas, which is present in posterior abdominal wall. Again, pancreas is present in posterior abdominal wall. And it is separated from the stomach, which is lying in front by cavity of lesser sac. This point please note down. It's a very important point. Therefore, our pancreas, now we can claim that it is present in the posterior abdominal wall behind the stomach and separated from the stomach by cavity of lesser sac. So, henceforth, we have discussed the definition, situation, extent, location, its relation with stomach, and its size, the measurements. Now we come to the presenting parts. In the presenting parts, here, we shall mention this as presenting parts. What are the presenting parts of pancreas? How do you draw the pancreas? The pancreas presenting part shall be, first we will draw this entire pancreas. Now this is the pancreas. I hope it is coming. So this is the pancreas. Here we will extend this process slightly more so that we can show this as uncinate process. This is our pancreas, and now we will draw the surrounding structure which we need to draw on this side. And this structure is the duodenum. So here we have drawn the duodenum. This is the concavity of the duodenum, and present within the concavity of duodenum is the pancreas. So this is the first part, second part, third part, fourth part of the duodenum. Pancreas is present within the concavity of the duodenum. The presenting part of pancreas will be here. This portion will be known as the head of the pancreas. Then it has a projection which is directed from its inferior portion towards the left, and that projection here, I'm going to mention this as uncinate process, projection from the head. Then over here, if I mark this will serve as the neck of the pancreas. Then if I mark from here till this level, I can mark this entire as the body of the pancreas. And then in the last over here, I can mark this as the tail of the pancreas. So very simple. These are the presenting parts of the pancreas. Now, in the presenting parts, we have drawn the diagram, we have marked the presenting parts. Now, second point will be, how can you distinguish these presenting parts with the help of several structures which are surrounding them or which are underlying them, present posterior to pancreas. For example, head of the pancreas is identified, it is marked as the portion of pancreas which lies within the concavity of the duodenum. So within this concavity of duodenum, this portion is the head of the pancreas. Neck of the pancreas. Neck of the pancreas is identified by the presence of formation of the portal vein posterior to the neck. So just posterior to the neck, if you show, there will be presence of this vein, and this vein is portal vein, which we are going to discuss in the neck when we are going to discuss individual presenting parts. At present, we can show that posterior to the neck of the pancreas is the formation of portal vein, and only one portal vein here I have drawn, posterior to the neck. Remember, this structure is posterior to the neck, portal vein. Then we come to the body. How do we distinguish body? How do we identify? What are the exact anatomical landmarks of the body? The body will be extending from posterior structure with the presence of, here I will mark this as posterior to it is aorta. So this is the structure of abdominal aorta. So the body will extend from the front of the aorta, because the pancreas is present in front of aorta, from the front of aorta till the level of left kidney. So here we are going to show the left kidney. This is what we are going to show. So till the level of the left kidney is the body of the pancreas. And remember, left kidney is lying posterior to the pancreas. Our entire pancreas is lying anterior to all these structures. So what is the extent of the body? The body will lie in front of aorta and left kidney. That means it will extend from aorta to the left kidney. It will extend from front of anterior to abdominal aorta till left kidney. That much portion of pancreas is the body of the pancreas. So here in this diagram, if you mark it, this will be the aorta, and that is the left kidney, and this structure over here is the portal vein. What is the landmark of the neck? As we have discussed, posteriorly, formation of portal vein. What is the landmark of the body of pancreas? The body of pancreas will extend from posteriorly aorta till left kidney. So body of pancreas will lie in front of the aorta and left kidney, and the portion of the pancreas which extends from the aorta to the left kidney will be body of pancreas. Now we come to the tail. Here where my hand is there, tail portion will be lying between the two layers of linorenal ligament. That means the tail will be related straight away. Here if I draw, the tail will be related straight away with the hilum of the spleen. The tail is related straight away with the hilum of the spleen, where there will be attachments of linorenal ligament. So here I can show the tail is present between linorenal ligament. So this is the spleen, this is the hilum of the spleen and the linorenal ligament. In between the two layers of linorenal ligament is the tail of pancreas. So therefore, now if you consider these are the presenting parts of the pancreas, and how each presenting part is identified with the help of the structures which are lying beneath the pancreas, which are lying deep to the pancreas, or which are related to the pancreas. Now we take individual structures. If we take the first structure, let us consider over here the head. In the head now, if we draw the structures, very simple, it is basically very simple to understand. The head, I will just darken this border, the head of the pancreas will have two surfaces, anterior surface, posterior surface. It will have four borders, upper border, lower border, right border and left border. Very important are anterior and posterior surfaces. Try and understand, and we have to draw accordingly. Only few structures are there and you need to remember these relations. So here we come across relations of the head of the pancreas. So our point will be, if I just write down the relations of the head of the pancreas. Anterior surface now. Anterior surface, head of the pancreas, in the upper part where my hand is there, it is non-peritoneal. So this upper part is completely non-peritoneal. Upper part of the anterior surface of the head is non-peritoneal, which has the presence of transverse colon. And we draw one structure, and that structure here we show it as transverse colon. Transverse colon. You can show this structure in this way. You can draw it in this way, transverse colon. So anteriorly, anterior relations of the head of the pancreas in the upper part, non-peritoneal and has the presence of transverse colon. Lower part of the head is peritoneal and is covered by the root of transverse mesocolon. So here if I show transverse mesocolon, and we can mark down this as the transverse mesocolon, lower part of the head. And also it is related with, lower part of the head will be related with the coils of jejunum. So here you can show several coils of the jejunum, and here you can mark these as coils of jejunum. So coils of small intestine. This much are the relations of anterior surface of the head of the pancreas. Very simple, do not complicate. Anterior surface of head of pancreas, upper part, non-peritoneal. So it will be related with the portion of transverse colon, related with the portion of transverse colon. Lower part, peritoneal, as it is covered by the root of transverse mesocolon, as it is covered by transverse mesocolon. And in the lower part, the head has the presence of, it is related with coils of jejunum. Here we finish the relations of anterior surface of the head of the pancreas. Now posterior surface. What are the structures which lie posterior to the head of the pancreas? Now the structures that are related posterior to the head of the pancreas, we need to draw here. We shall draw another diagram for the head of the pancreas posterior surface, because those posterior structures are in the form of inferior vena cava, and we need to make it very clear. So therefore here we are going to draw the posterior surface, and I will create some space over here. Now posterior surface. So first we draw this as the head of the pancreas. Here we show uncinate process, and this is the head of the pancreas. And here, this I will just thicken it. Now this much is the head. Posteriorly we are going to show, first we shall draw inferior vena cava. So therefore there will be presence of the inferior vena cava, and this inferior vena cava will have its two renal veins. So here I have drawn inferior vena cava. I will write down the inferior vena cava, and here I will write down the renal veins, right and left renal veins. So posteriorly, structure number 1, posterior relations of the head of pancreas, structure number 1 will be, now here I will write down the posterior relations, structure number 1 will be inferior vena cava along with its renal veins, right and left renal veins. Structure number 2, now presence of bile duct. So you need to show, here only you can show, this is the bile duct, and here you can mark this as structure number 2, the bile duct. Remember these are the posterior relations of the head of the pancreas. Structure number 2, bile duct. Structure number 3, there will be presence of right crus of diaphragm. So you need to show here the presence of, here you can show at least on this side, the right crus of diaphragm, and then you can mark this as structure number 3, that is the right crus of diaphragm. These structures are really very important because they are many times asked in 1 mark question answers or in maybe in MCQs also. So we have the presence of posteriorly the following structures: inferior vena cava with its renal veins, number 2 bile duct, number 3 right crus of diaphragm, and now number 4, which we do not draw because they are lying posterior to inferior vena cava. Number 4, the structures which are lying posterior to vena cava, posterior to inferior vena cava, they are the right side psoas major muscle along with transverse processes of L1, L2. So right side psoas major muscle along with transverse processes of L1, L2, and finally the right sympathetic chain, the right side sympathetic chain. These are the 3 structures which are lying posterior to or deep to inferior vena cava. So we are not drawing it. Simply these structures you can show very fast in this line diagram. So the following structures are related posterior to the head of the pancreas. Number 1, inferior vena cava with its 2 renal veins, right and left renal veins. Number 2, bile duct. Number 3, right crus of diaphragm. Number 4, structures which are lying deep to inferior vena cava, right psoas major muscle, transverse process of L1, L2, and the right side sympathetic chain. So here we finish the anterior as well as posterior relations of the head of the pancreas. Now we come to upper border. Upper border of the head of the pancreas is related with the first part of duodenum, as we had drawn in the previous diagram. So here you can show the first part of duodenum. This is the first part of the duodenum which is related to the upper border of the head. Upper border of the head has the presence of first part of duodenum, and remember one important point over here. This first part of duodenum will overlap the upper border. That means the first part of duodenum will be slightly overlapping the upper border of the head of the pancreas. First part of duodenum. Remaining borders, the right and the inferior border, they will overlap the second part and third part of duodenum. So the remaining borders are the borders which are going to overlap the second and third part of the duodenum as well as the fourth part of duodenum. This is the point of difference. The upper border is itself overlapped by first part of duodenum, but its right border and inferior border, they will overlap the second and third part of the duodenum. That much is more than sufficient. So here we have finished the entire relations of the head of the pancreas. Now we come to this very important. Uncinate process is so many times asked in MCQs or 1 mark question answer. What is that particular MCQ? Diagram you have to remember. This is the uncinate process, a projection of the head of the pancreas towards the left, inferiorly towards the left. In front of that, draw only 2 structures, 1 artery, 1 vein. That much you have to remember. So uncinate process has the presence of superior mesenteric vessels in front of it, anterior to uncinate process. Anterior to uncinate process, this is the uncinate process. there will be presence of superior mesenteric vessels. And always note down, superior mesenteric vein will be on the right side and superior mesenteric artery will be on the left side. So anterior to the uncinate process will be superior mesenteric vessels. This is frequently asked MCQ or 1 mark question answer. Posterior to uncinate process will be presence of, if I draw posteriorly, I shall draw like this. Posterior to uncinate process, presence of, now here I will mark it as aorta, abdominal aorta. So structure which is present posterior to uncinate process is aorta, abdominal aorta. This much only is about uncinate process. Now we come to the neck. Let us come to the neck portion. So in the neck portion, now here I will create some space itself on this side, and then I will mark the neck. So let me mark this structure as the neck. Neck portion, where my hand is there, has the presence of anterior surface, posterior surface, upper border, lower border. So therefore, anterior surface of the neck, the entire neck anterior surface, it will have presence of pyloric end of the stomach. So we need to show the presence of, here I can show the pyloric end of the stomach, and simply by showing, and then you can show the borders of the neck. And here this is just a cross section. Here you can show it in this way, and you can mention this as pyloric end of the stomach. So the anterior surface of the neck of the pancreas is related with pyloric end of stomach. But remember one thing, this anterior surface of the neck has presence of cavity of lesser sac between the pyloric end of stomach and the anterior surface of the neck of the pancreas. So you can mention that one more point, there will be presence of cavity of lesser sac between the pyloric end of the stomach and anterior surface of the neck of the pancreas. But you can draw on the anterior surface this cross section of the pyloric end of the stomach. That is how you can show in the diagram. So we are very clear, anterior surface of the neck, what are the anterior relations of the neck of pancreas? It is separated by a cavity of lesser sac, and in front of that cavity of lesser sac is the pyloric end of stomach. Draw the pyloric end of stomach on the anterior surface of the neck of pancreas. Very simple. Posterior. Now in the same diagram I want to show posterior. Then posteriorly, the neck of the pancreas is related, see how interesting it is. It is related with two structures. In the lower part, posteriorly, there will be presence of superior mesenteric vein. So here I can show superior mesenteric vein. This is superior mesenteric vein in the lower part, posterior to the neck of the pancreas. And in the upper part, presence of portal vein. Remember, we had marked in the earlier portion, the neck of the pancreas is located or is situated or is marked by the presence of portal vein posterior to the neck of pancreas, from where we had started in the presenting parts of the pancreas. So therefore, portal vein is present in the upper portion posterior to the neck of the pancreas, and both the structures you can mark. Here you can mark this as, this structure as superior mesenteric vein, and here portal vein. So this is the superior mesenteric vein which is crossing the uncinate process, and from here this superior mesenteric vein, if I just show in an ideal direction, it will be passing in this way. But here it is crossing the uncinate process from the front, and here it is going posterior to the neck of the pancreas, superior mesenteric vein. Therefore, the structures which are related posterior to the neck of the pancreas will be in the lower part superior mesenteric vein, and in the upper part portal vein. Very simple, 1 mark question answer. Which structure is present posterior to the neck of the pancreas? MCQs also. Superior mesenteric vein in lower part and portal vein in the upper part. That is all. So we have finished anterior relations of the neck of pancreas, we have finished the posterior relations of the neck of pancreas. Now upper border, be very specific. Upper border already we have drawn. This is the first part of duodenum. So remember, upper border of the neck of the pancreas is related with the first portion of the duodenum. First portion of the duodenum. Lower border, now lower border of the neck of the pancreas is crossed by, here, it is crossed by the root of transverse mesocolon. This is also very significant. So you can mark this as the root of the transverse mesocolon, and this is present at the lower border of the neck of the pancreas. We are discussing the neck of pancreas. So this root will be crossing the lower border of the neck of pancreas. Root of transverse mesocolon crossing the lower border of the neck of pancreas. So neck of the pancreas, anterior surface we have discussed, posterior surface we have discussed, upper border which is covered by small portion of the first part of duodenum, and the lower border of the neck of pancreas is crossed by the root of transverse mesocolon. Henceforth, we have discussed the relations of the head of pancreas, uncinate process, and the neck of the pancreas. Now coming up in the next segment, the entire body and the tail of pancreas. Thank you very much.